Hello folks, and welcome to another Mac Tactics video, a tactics video by Tactical Mac7 on YouTube. Creeping towards that 1,000 subs. Thank you very much. I'm going to say that quietly. We are creeping towards it. Thank you. Who knows, by the time this goes out on Friday, who knows. So, you've had a 4-2-3-1 from me and a 4-2-2 from myself and Vicky Secrets. Those work as a combined control and dominate, and what I wanted to put out is a slight update or a tweaking of my 5-4-1. You know that I put out 5-4-1s that are not like anybody else. I do that on purpose. I brought out the 5-4-1. I brought out the 5-4-1 ultimate team of the season, right at the start of team of the season, because I didn't feel it was a good one out there at that point. I couldn't find one that I liked. There was a couple, but they were very, very different. And I want a defensive formation playing in an attacking way. That's what I want. That's what I want to do it. And this is, again, what I've done. So this is a team. This is how it sets up. We've got Declan Rice in the middle. And what I would say is this is an incredibly important position. You can have, there's so many good CDMs now with high pace, high passing that can sit here and ping passes. And what you're looking for is the playstyles. He's got defensive playstyles and he's got passing playstyles. His playstyle pluses are mostly defensive. Intercept and block, but he has incisive, ping, and long ball, and those are all really good. If you can get any of them gold, then that is brilliant. Your wingers or your wing backs, you want to have really solid crossing and shooting on these guys. Weirdly enough, because these guys will get up and in the pitch, so that's why I've got these two. Your two midfielders, I don't go for defensive midfielders now. I just go for like Fernandez is an all-action, and Saka is an attacking with great defensive stats. My two wingers are, these are two strikers. Again, because we're at team of the season and beyond, a lot of the players you're getting now have, like Leao's got 99 dribbling, 95 shooting, 99 pace, and he's a winger. So, yeah, he can play striker. Mbappe and Chawinga. She's probably the weakest link in this team, yet scores the most goals because of the way I want this card to play. The card up here is completely different to how it was. So once I get into gameplay, I've played this formation with these tactics tweaking over the last couple of weeks, and certainly when I was running through a settled tactic, I have found in 20 odd games I have never had anyone last a match with me in rivals or qualification. And I have also found that the majority of the games people are rage quitting before halftime. It's just immense. So it's not a full new tactic. It's not a full change. It's an update. Just to make sure that it was working with the updates that EA have been putting out, and make sure that the tactic is still, in my opinion, the best 5-4-1. And it still is. So let's get into some gameplay. Like I say, they're not long, but it should let you see enough of the formation, and specifically there's one example I'm going to show you where the striker has changed significantly. So let's get into that and I'll talk you through it. So here we go with the gameplay. Like I said, these are all quite short, so that's a good thing for the tactic. So first team, Drogba, Leao, Balak there, these are all players you have to watch. Players I'd kind of noticed that I had to watch. So start off, the way that I've got this team set up, you can see it gets into formation really quick. That's the information. That's how quickly this one sets up and changes formation, like 1 in-game minute, which is really good. So there's Van Veen and Rice setting up to win. Now, I'm just going to take that back here, and what I want you to see is here. Once I've won the ball, now you see immediately once I've won the ball, there's my defense, my back four. So back five. So there's my defense. Here's my two center mids. There's my right mid. There's my left mid. So already they're ahead because we want them ahead. We want them running. But watch the movement you're about to see from Chawinga. Watch her. She's going to come drop back here. This is what the false 9 does. Now there's another point I'm going to highlight later in the highlights. I'm going to talk about what I want you to do with your false 9, because a specific instruction, a specific thing I want you to do with it. But we'll let this carry on from here. So we get the ball straight. So she's dropped. So now look at how narrow we are. Look at the run from Enzo. He's gone. Now we just tried to blitz past and get that. But immediately we're putting pressure on him. Ball just kind of drifts out for a throw into him. So again, defensively we're set up in the 5-4-1, which is, great. It's what we want. There's very little space for him to play in. We win the ball back, just position ourselves in the right place. Saka's now made a wee run forward, which is great for us. Theo down the line, and we just smash it. And Schmeichel does what Schmeichel seems to be doing a lot at the moment. So straight again from the start, we're putting pressure, trying to make sure our players are not dropping off. Again, not letting him get turned. He's trying to drop back to give himself space to find passes, and he's finding some nice little triangles and passes here. This one was a good one. He's got a fast player. I love the little clip in there, and I don't really know how Rivaldo was so unmarked, but you can't really complain about it. It was a good goal. So if I pause it here, this is the shape we have when we've got the ball and we're not really moving forward. There's our back five. So we have plenty of options. Here's our middle two that are sitting nice, and the gap between our defence and our midfield is nice and small. And then our left and right midfielder, they're not sitting in a left and right midfield position, because that would be there and there. They're sitting in a wing position. So they're moved right forward. But they're not just sitting in a wing position, because they're quite far in from the touchline. You see, here's the wing back. So you'd expect the right midfield to be around about there with this kind of setup. But it's not, because of the instructions we have on the players and the attack in the eye of the players. So we go again, we bring the ball down the line with Theo, we're looking for him to put some pressure on me. We get a lovely ball off to Saka, and then a delightful ball down the outside. And that's kind of that's the eye of the player, but that's also the false nine characteristics. They pick up those wee spaces. So we get started again. We're only 12 minutes in, and there's been 3 goals already. It's mental. Since post-patch, something definitely seems to... I always find it really concerning when patch notes don't mention any gameplay changes, and then you jump on and you can feel those gameplay changes. So yeah, we pick up the ball with Van de Ven here. We get the ball out to Theo. Saka again pick up a lovely position. Enzo, who's further forward, even though we have him on stay back while attacking. Things get a bit jumpy there. What's going on? And we score. He just, for some reason, I don't know if... I can't remember if that was happening in the game. I don't think it was happening in the game. I think that's just a playback thing. But he just stood off me and stood off me and stood off me, so I just ran through. So as we find our positions, we've got Saka again in midfield. It was 2 years ago, I think it was, that Saka had a team of the season that I played in left centre mid for ages. And a 4-3-2-1, was it last year? Anyway, you see the runs that Enzo has made again. Gives us that extra man in the box. We're just kind of faffing about. We should have hit it. But you can see the game's a bit... I would call it sticky. I would say it just doesn't feel fluid and smooth. That Van de Ven, whatever his name is a really, really nice card to use. High work rates I was a bit concerned about, but I'd been using Thiago Silva with high work rates, and they're good. Try and do a wee fake shot, running thing there, win the ball back, do a wee step over just to find some space through his legs, and Schmeichel does what weirdly Schmeichel's been doing. So we get rid of the first game, and we get into the second game. So I'll let you see the team again. Schmeichel again. Everyone seems to be packing him. We've got up front, we've got Simmons and Barcolo, whatever his name is, the French guy, who's nowhere near as good as everybody said he was. He does need a couple more upgrades. But you can see, he's got that Tyranny card, so he's been progressing well through the ladder. Already our team's in formation. We know that because we can see that it takes less than a minute for it to get into formation. Lovely ball through. Boom. That was just, again, the run into channels. And I find that quite useful with the false nine, those movements. Because normally I'd have drift wide on, but I don't need that on with false nine. Even with false nine, you can see the position she's taking up. But that wee movement there, that dropping back, that just gives the space for Leao and Mbappe to push forward. I'll show you that again because that was a good one. I hadn't noticed that when I was playing. So you can see where my striker is up here. This run now drops back and Mbappe goes. That's what creates a space for Mbappe, and he's not marked because Rio's went with the striker. That's the kind of thing we want from false nine. That's the movement we want from her. That's how we want her to play, so we can find space in behind, because both our left mid and right mid want to get inside. This is a lovely team. Barcolo again and Simmons, but the midfield was looking really nice. So we're straight into our ultra defensive. We know that the game's getting into shape now. We've got Theo, who gets it's a bit cleaned out there. Leao to Saka to Mbappe. Lovely little through ball. We wait for him to move the keeper and dink it on the other side. So once we get started again, we're just trying to put pressure, make sure that we're not allowing them to run forward. Gets turned there, which is good, but Enzo actually, do you know what I actually feel? This is my tinfoil hat on here, right? I actually feel that since there was so much backlash to that Enzo Fernandez card, I think EA have boosted him, because he was not this good the first 10 games I played with him. But I definitely feel he's been a boost. Look at that. That's brilliant. My players should fall over each other. But yeah, it definitely feels like a boost to his card. Don't know if anybody else feels like that. So you see he's got players bombing forward. So he's in like a 4-3-2-1 or something like that. Because you see the number of players forward when he loses the ball. So that's something we clock very quickly and something we're going to have to take advantage of. At this point, I am under pressure. You see that touch from Rice. You know that the game's gone when you're not even able to take a simple touch. So there, this one, I'm talking over it. So ball comes out here from the keeper. Look where Chawinga is. Chawinga. Look where she is. Now, in this position, if your striker gets you into this position, where you've got on the radar, you can see 3 players ahead of them. So at this point in time, we have Tavernier's going right up high right. We've got Theo's going high up left. We've got Leao and Mbappe. They're playing as orthodox strikers now. She's dropped so deep, which is brilliant. If you ever get your false nine in this position, I want you to L1 pass it. Because what that's going to do is send your striker on a clear, straight run right through and goal. And you're running between the 2 players that the centre-backs are having to pick up. So you've got a clear run. So if you just play them on side and hit them at the right time, you're going to have a clear run on goal. It's so fun. I've done it so often now. So there she goes. On the run. Nobody's picking her up. Still no one's picking her up. Now I mess up and don't give her the ball. But you see how clear that run was from her. Nobody was picking her up. We were absolutely clear. That's how I want you to play that. 4-3-2-1. I think at this point he goes a bit more attacking, pressure-wise. Oh no, he was just making a sub. Who did he bring on? Can't remember. Whip to the back post, didn't work. Olicia. So we pick up the ball quickly there, nice pressure, lovely through ball, wee dink past. Really nice finish again from Chawinga. So he's playing some nice little touch. I overcommit there. He's got the run on me, but I hate when stuff like that happens. So he gets down, lovely clip ball in def. Probably should have done better. I mean, he's playing Giroud as his right striker to get that kind of back post thing that we're seeing all the pros do. But like at this point, if Giroud's there, I'm not really worried about him. It's a good cross in, but that's not where you want Giroud. You want Giroud in the middle. So we're inviting the pressure from him. We're inviting him to put pressure on us because I know we've got players free. I know we can find passes. Probably the wrong one there, but got a wee bit lucky. I don't know why I tried that. I was trying to do like a ball roll scoop, but I'm not very good at those. and just lost the ball. Tav, we just continue running. I knew he was likely to try and stop, thinking I was going to check back. There, Basic's just huge, isn't he? Nightmare. Again, he's going down the line. We've already seen 2 whip crosses from him, so I figured we were going to see another one if he got down the line. But we just stopped him. There, finally get the ball to Tavernier. That's a great position to whip a cross in. I don't really have anyone to win crosses, so I don't know why I tried it. I just wanted to show you guys that you can. Here again, I get down, and then this time I drill it across. And unfortunately, Al gets the ball, but he can't direct it on target. So again, we're just putting pressure on him. Got our left midfielder out there now, putting pressure on the running fullback. Tavernier's been dragged a little bit narrow, because we do play a narrow formation, narrow number on this, whatever we call it, narrow tactics. And that's deliberate. We're just not allowing him much options. We're trying to block that pass to Giroud. For some reason, we're just an idiot there. So I'm just taking my time again. I'm letting his pressure tactic disappear, because he'll be on like pressure on heavy touch or pressure on possession loss, but it only lasts for a few seconds, so you can just kind of bide your time until it goes off. So there again, Chawinga's picked up the ball really deep. Ball through to Leao. I'm looking for a run. Can't quite find Tav, but it's put him under pressure and he's knocked the ball out. And that's a nice thing about having these wing backs. They do get up and they support you. So having someone like Tav and Theo Hernandez, who are not clinical in front of goal, but much better than your average right back and left back, it's good. Ball out wide to Mbappe there. We're just trying to find a wee bit of space. Saka, one touch to Chawinga, and then I think, yeah, we got to Leao. We got a wee bit of space here. Drill the ball in. So again, our left midfield has popped up on the penalty spot. That's what you're wanting. Those runs are so hard for the AI to monitor and to track. And he just quits, which is fine. So into the last game. This one goes for a little bit longer. This is again Simmons, Barcola, and Olise. So pace. Lots of good technical dribbling as well. We drop quickly back into our 5-4-1, and that's us in position. So I'll just pause it here. You'll see. I can show you on the minimap. I've not done this yet. We've got our 5-4-1 straight away. So and we're 1 minute and 11 seconds. 1-1-1. 1:11. What was it? 11:1. Is that what it's in The Hobbit? Or Lord of the Rings? 11, something like that. Here we go. So he's got a nice team. He's got 2 really solid centre backs. Carvajal, he's a solid player. He's not the fastest, but I think his pace comes up well with chemistry styles and stuff. He's got 3 really good attackers. But we just limit the space we give them. We've got Declan Rice there for passing. Here we're looking for that ball through. See that down the channel there. And then we're just trying to find the space. And as he brings his goalkeeper out, we just chip over him. If only it was always that easy. So we go again. We're watching that channel. That's why I would change to my central defender there, just to make sure that channel was closed. I should have been quicker to Enzo there to put pressure on Zico, so he does get a wee bit down. But Declan Rice pops up and intercepts the ball quite nicely there. I did try aggressive interceptions on him in that position. I just didn't feel it made that big a difference, and it was too much of a risk of knocking out. And that's lovely. You can't say you hate that. In terms of tiki-taka, I've not shown you the most tiki-taka styles, but this one's lovely. Just that triangle there, letting the ball go from Saka to Mbappe, out wide and then back in. It works really well, and that's the kind of thing you can get. So you see how defensively solid you are, but how free in attack you are. And this is the thing, I've got to get my kill at people on Twitter or X when they're going on about how bad 5 at the back formations are. But 5 at the back formations are the most attacking formation you get. it's just people don't see that because everybody's so convinced by this 4-3-2-1 meta. And we all know the 4-3-2-1 is incredibly strong. And we all know you can set it up to be incredibly game-breaking. But I'm not really interested in breaking the game. I just want to have fun passing the ball and making triangles and scoring cool goals. That's all I'm trying to do. So see here again, we've got pressure on the ball. And with the wing backs, you see there, they will step up kind of automatically. They're just set a little bit higher, which enables you to put pressure on the ball a little bit quicker. Didn't mean that pass, if I'm honest. I was offside there. Didn't mean the pass to go outside the box. I would have hit with a finesse from there if I'd realised it was going there. So again, somehow we lose the ball after doing really well with Mbappe. Somehow we don't make that tackle, but Rice is there again to sweep up. And I think that's the thing people hate. People expect that if they've beaten me with that first bit, they want to have a shot on goal. They don't want to have a third centre back in the middle. But I get why people are annoyed by that. But this is a fun formation. See that wee passing triangle? Should have hit a flare shot there. So you see how the game's going. I'm getting lots of pressure. He's not putting a lot of pressure on me from his centre backs. He's kind of letting the AI do a lot of it. And when you let the AI do a lot of your defending, you're always at risk. And that was it. We're done. He decided he'd had enough. So there you go. That's how the gameplay plays. Remember that false 9 on the striker is there to give you space and to allow your left back and right back to bomb in. And you see how they position themselves as strikers. So I would just play strikers there. You seen how I was able to run back with both left and right mid and get the ball. Defensive stats only mean so much. It's about how you position the players, and as long as you're decent at positioning the players, you could play some max and stuff there, and it wouldn't be a problem. Right, let's get into. So there you go. Please like, subscribe, comment. I keep forgetting to say that because you guys are doing amazing. Creeping towards 1,000. Like I said, my view time's down. Like I'm officially partnered. Weirdly, how cool is that? Officially partnered now with YouTube. I've got that first bit. I can start allowing super likes and things. I'm not even sure what they all are. I need to go read them. That's my plan over summer to get all that sorted out. But yeah, that was the gameplay. Hope you liked that. Like I say, a lot of the games were short. I think it was 4 games I was going to put in. 3 of them were very short. One of them short-ish. And you would have seen, hopefully I highlighted, because I've not done that bit yet, hopefully I highlighted the striker change and where you could see that specifically and why an all-round card is really, really good there. And you could play someone like the Xavi Simons card there, or you could play Leao there, or you could play Saka there. You know, that striker for me position now is very different. It doesn't have to just be for the crossing meta or the hold-up meta anymore, which I like. So let's get into tactics and have a look. And we go into ultra defensive. So we are on balanced defensive style, 33 width, 65 depth, very similar to what it was before, just slightly tweaking to hit it how I like. Again, old gen, I would bring depth down to 55. Build up play is balanced and direct passing, and the reason I went for this from long ball and forward runs is I wanted it to be just a little slower in transition, but I didn't want to put getting behind on any of my players. So I wanted to be able to use the getting behind tactic as well, and that's what direct passing kind of does, get that getting behind, and that's what you see, and that's why the strikers and the wingers make those runs. It just allows us to do multiple things. Attacking width is 35, players in the box still 4, corner kicks and free kicks 3 and 2. There's the formation, and these are the instructions. So our striker is now stay central, false 9, stay forward. Now false 9 and stay forward, they kind of contradict each other, but because we're talking about attacking runs and defensive support, you've seen how deep Chawinga would drop at times and give that support, and that is the false 9. Now if you're not comfortable with that, you can definitely have them on target player. But or mixed. But I just found the false 9 put them in a position that just allowed the left and right midfielders to absolutely destroy teams. destroy teams and my central mid. And that was a big thing because we've still got one central mid on just cover centre. We're not asking them to do anything other than just what their basic AI will do. And if you've got someone with great AI like Saka, brilliant. Fernandez even was still on stay back while attacking and cover centre, but you've seen how forward he got and how much he wanted to run with the ball because of the space you have in this formation. Mbappe, come back on defence, cut inside, come short, get into the box. Leal, come back on defence, cut inside, come short, get into the box. The reason we have come short is because it pulls them right in the pitch. A lot of people will tell you getting behind, but you do not need getting behind if you have direct passing on. That's why we have the direct passing on, so we do that. Our left back is on balance and overlap. Our right back is on balance and overlap. Like I always tell you on the tactics videos, if you're au fait with the D-pad tactics for attacking fullbacks, by all means stick these two guys to stay back while attacking. Or if you're no good at that and you want them to be a bigger part of your attacking, you can put them on join the attack. Completely up to you. I always leave them on balance though. 3 centre backs we haven't touched because we don't want them playing striker. I did play about with having aggressive interceptions on Rice. I think that is something that I may put on in the future, but it's just not quite there at the moment. I did that because he has Relentless Plus, and it didn't overly affect his stamina drain. Comfort crosses and sweeper keeper on our keeper, but you can put on whatever you like. So there you go, that is it. The 5-4-1 I'm currently running with, very, very similar to my old one, but I did that so long ago I wanted to put out my little tweaks. I'll constantly keep tweaking this, and when I see a significant change, like the target player to false 9 scenario and what that's done, then I'll put out another update to it. But remember, for me, this is still the best 5-4-1 out there. It is different to everybody else's. It does look to play in a different way. It's a defensive formation with an attacking mentality, and that's how I like it. So, give us a go. Hope you have fun with it. It's so much fun. It's not as negative as people make it out to be. It's just hard to play against. At the end of the day, this game's hard enough to defend in, so any help I can get is great. Have fun with this. Hope you enjoy Weekend League again. Good luck with it. Remember, if this game's fun, keep playing it. When it stops being fun, play something else. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.